Hello dear viewers, in this full reading today of all horoscopes. Beginning with the forecast of Aries. It may be difficult to precise yourself fully today, Aries. Somehow the words aren't kicking off as clearly as you need. Powerful emotions have gotten within the way. Whether or not you're sheltering in your nice, clean home, you're feeling as if you're struggling to search out solid footing on such a muddy surface. Don't limit yourself to one way of doing something. Patience may be a key virtue now. Wait until things clear before you proceed. We are now moving from the expectations of Aries to the expectations of Taurus. You might have to hold your tongue today, Taurus. People's feelings are easily hurt during now of fear and vulnerability, and therefore the slightest criticism might be misinterpreted as a terrible insult. When unsure, keep your mouth shut. Turn your attention inward and specialize in your emotions. Try keeping your mental chatter to a minimum and consider how you're feeling instead of on what you think that. We are now moving from the expectations of Taurus to the expectations of Gemini. You'll find yourself far better connected with the people around you, Gemini. Whether or not you're handling them remotely, your acute psychic ability is pulling in signals loud and clear through the phone and internet. Use this intuition to select up things that others might miss. Don't let the day's busy chatter disrupt your reference to deeper thoughts and concepts. People are more malleable today than usual. We are now moving from the expectations of Gemini to the expectations of Cancer. Be persistent and do not quit the fight today, Cancer. It would seem as if you are not making progress, which decisions are harder to form. You will find that others are even as confused as you, which is chaotic but also a small amount comforting. Find an explicit thanks to express what you're feeling. You'll sort the problems out with the assistance of others as long as you remain in reality along with your inner state. We are now moving from the expectations of Cancer to the expectations of Leo. Your current plan of attack may run into some snags today, Leo. This may be caused by an emotional need that you just didn't recognize or ignored earlier. The matter is that your head may say one thing while your gut tells you something else. Consider putting everything on hold while you mapped out this inner turmoil. There is a stack of compassion within the air. We are now moving from the expectations of Leo to the expectations of Virgo. Communication requires a more disciplined approach today, Virgo. Try to not be harsh and limiting along with your words or insensitive with the timing of your calls and emails. People respond better to comforting expressions and a sympathetic tone. Cold facts just aggravate existing wounds when most are already worried about global problems. Tone things down. Allot some quiet time to contemplate your state of mind. We are now moving from the expectations of Virgo to the expectations of Libra. This is a superb day for you, Libra. You will find things running smoothly and to your advantage. Be careful for people who want to rain on your parade by bombarding you with data that does not really connect along with your mood. Ignore the news, the talk shows, and any information that's unrelated to your real issues today, how you're feeling and why. Concentrate to your heart. We are now moving from the expectations of Libra to the expectations of Scorpio. You may feel rather lazy and out of touch today, Scorpio. It might be that your emotions have taken a stronger hold on your psyche than your rational way of thinking. Therefore, making decisions may be challenging. In matters of the guts, you may feel a small amount more romantic than usual. Nowadays brings a good sentimental mood that's causing you to empathize with others. We are now moving from the expectations of Scorpio to the expectations of Sagittarius. Today may be a goodbye to dream, Sagittarius. Remember that structured forces may attempt to convince you that the route you wish to require is not the most practical. You do not necessarily need to be practical so as to achieve success or prosperous. Use your imagination. Let your creative spirit lead you to the subsequent step. Find true strength in your ability to acknowledge and understand the requirements of others. We are now moving from the expectations of Sagittarius to the expectations of Capricorn. Your emotions are up within the air straight away, Capricorn. As soon as your feelings kick in, there could also be a more structured force telling you to be reasonable. Both camps are valid, so try to not let one overpower the opposite. Don't completely disregard your emotions in favor of a more cerebral way of handling a situation, but don't let your emotions head of your actions, either. Balance is that the watchword today. We are now moving from the expectations of Capricorn to the expectations of Aquarius. Your head is stuffed with passion today, Aquarius, and you'll be feeling a small amount more sentimental than usual. The issue, of course, is that maintaining a secure social distance really limits the acceptable situations for expressing this emotion as fully as you'd prefer. Attempt to navigate the waters toward a secure place among people who'll support you. Avoid people who might want to pop your bubble. We are now moving from the expectations of Aquarius to the expectations of Pisces. Try to not get weighed down by emotions today, Pisces, but allow them their time within the spotlight. You'll discover a robust force at work trying to hide up the reality of what you actually feel. This makes it all the more important to precise yourself openly and honestly. At the identical time, don't need be so overly dramatic that you just blow things out of proportion.